Asa, cheating, fraud, level playing field, these are all words that you've been using.
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, so look, strong words. You can tell how seriously I take it. We need a level playing field. There are people, one company in particular, that are claiming superior performance at lower cost, and they do not have the evidence to back it up. And in fact, I've had their products tested. I had their products tested at the TUV Institute and also in the IFT in the Rhineland, and it's proved that their products are massively underperforming. So much so that it clearly is fraud. It's been perpetrated by the company, and that is a company that sells throughout the UK and Ireland. It's an Irish-based company, but they also have a subsidiary in England, and they have sold to the consumer, to the installer, a U value that's non-existent. And so when we talk about a level playing field, we need a level playing field, and the scrutiny on the industry needs to increase so that fraudsters like this don't get away with it. And that's how strongly I feel about it, because it costs money to have third-party certification, it costs money to meet the legal requirements that are set out by the government, and if people can wantonly cheat that, well then it's not a level playing field.
Well, first question, Asa, is are you willing to name and shame that company?
I am, and I will be. Just not right now. I am working with the constituent agencies, trading standards, and the guys at the GGF are helping me out as well, because it's becoming incumbent on us all that our industry doesn't get tarnished with perceived underperformance, perceived fraud. These are big things, and it really does tarnish us all when one bad apple, spoils the barrel.
So this was all funded by you, these tests?
Absolutely, all of it. We've spent tens of thousands now on third-party testing. We've tested quite a few doors now and quite a few samples, and all with a full chain of evidence and purchasing. And what you can clearly see is this company knowingly perpetuate fraud by claiming superior performance on U values, and they just can't substantiate it. So the U values that they've claimed has been as low as 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. We've measured their doors between 2 and 3 U value. So
wow.
Way beyond the legal.
Not even a U value.
Not even a U value, it's worse than a cavity wall. And the main reason for that is they have not foamed their doors. They have not used insulation in their doors. And they've provided fraudulent information on that. And that's going to have a major impact. This is going to come out. And when it does, the people who are going to be holding the responsibility is the installer.
Mm.
It's the installer that bears the brunt of this, and that's not fair. And also the consumer. So what's the consumer think about losing energy over the next 10 years of their product? Well, if they bought the door 10 years ago, how much money have they lost via, fraudulent new values?
So how many doors are we talking here?
It's over 500,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We're not talking small numbers.
So this has the potential to be the equivalent, maybe it's probably out on the numbers, but the diesel scandal.
It's as big as. It is as big as. Telling consumers that they're saving, that they've got an area composite door when they don't, that it's an energy efficient door when it's not, and that they're saving money when they're not. It's fraud. And any way you cut it, when this is exposed, it's going to be a big scandal. It's as big as the diesel scandal, the Dieselgate scandal. And again, it's not something that, I take lightly, but again, what's my axe to grind? Well, look, I want to sell doors, but if it costs more to make my door because we meet the legal requirement, and then people can sell a lower cost door but claim superior performance, it's not fair. As you guys would say, it's just not cricket. So
this company, that's a severe hit, but I think ultimately they've got the opportunity to sidestep it because, like you say, it sits with the installer, and they could
Yep.
bow out, disappear,
You
and
know
that's
that.
the end of it.
You got it. I mean, what's the how do you get out of jail? You can close the company. You can Phoenix it back. You know, that's unfortunately a part of our industry, and it's the installer that's basically left holding the baby here. Um, and there are many of them. They've lots of customers, some very big names, UK and Ireland, have been buying their products. There's also a lot of government schemes have bought their products.
Oh wow.
Yeah, lots of schemes. Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, Southern Ireland. So there's government money involved too as well.
That takes a lot. That takes some stones because you don't mess with the government.
Well, that's what I would have thought. To
Mm.
me, that's the bigger issue. And these are also some of these developments where these doors have been sold. They're now classified as energy efficient developments. They've got ground source heat pumps. They've got solar panels, and then they've got a door with a U value of somewhere between 2 and 3. It just doesn't make sense.
So, I mean, these developments, like you say, they're quite within their. They can go and test these. It's not like there's nothing they can do to hide this now. They're
No,
out there.
the doors are there. And again, how did I get involved in this? Somebody missold one of my doors, and that door went through a energy survey from the homeowner, and I was called to see this door that was glowing hot under an infrared camera. So thank God it wasn't my door. But again, so I'm now being tarnished with somebody else's brush. Um,
Right.
so it wasn't my door, and that was really the start of this. Well, why are they getting away with this? And it can clearly be seen. So what's the test? It's a knock-knock test. If it's hollow, there's no foam core. It's very simple. Or you can put an infrared camera on it, or you can use one of the many different sound wave testers you have now. They can check a chamber. It can actually tell you what's in a chamber. So there are multiple ways to test it, but as regards to the size and scope of this, it's big.
I know you've gone in and you're taking this on personally,
Yep.
passionately.
Yep.
Are there any other companies involved with you?
Yeah, well, there's quite a few of my, I'm friends with quite a few guys in the industry. A lot of them support what I'm doing. A lot of them would like to see this exposed as well. It's a big undertaking. It costs money. You need to be 100% legally confident in what you're doing, which I am. But I think the bigger thing for me is the GGF have been fantastic in it. Trading standards have been really good as well. So those bodies are taking it serious. But again, we have to have your due diligence done before we start naming and or shaming.
So going back, obviously you've lost out in business. How much do you think this has cost you over the years?
You couldn't quantify it. It's very hard to quantify. To say there's been a loss in business. So I won't attempt to do that.
No,
No,
that's fair.
I don't think I could.
No.
You could have any other a load of excuses of why you maybe did or didn't sell. So I don't want to go down that route. As I said to you, what I'm more concerned about is a level playing field going forward. Because there's too many people can get away with this, and as I said, it's just not fair.
So with this company, what do you believe the consequences should be?
Well, wow. That's not for me to decide what the ultimate consequences should be. What I want, first of all, is a level playing field. As regards to, and this will be for others to decide, I believe it's fraud. I believe it's been fraud for 15 plus years. So how big is that fraud? How many people are at risk from it? Well, it's in the tens, hundreds of thousands. So, there has to be an investigation into this here. There has to be an investigation into the size of the fraud and the amount of people that are affected. Every homeowner who's got a door with a 2 or a 3 U value needs compensated for all the energy they've lost over the last 10 or 15 years. That's sticking out. If a door doesn't meet legal compliance, it has to be replaced, or repaired to a level that's satisfactory. So those are the first consequences that stick out a mile. After that, if it's a matter for the courts, not for me. That's beyond my pay grade.
It's going to cost them. I mean, I was part of Diesel. My car was in Dieselgate, and they gave me a free. It was some free wash kit or something, and you had to sign a form to say you're never going to sue them. I wanted the leather jacket, but I didn't get it. But I think they're going to. I just don't see how they're going to get around this. To your knowledge, are they trying to rectify themselves already?
Yeah. No, they have. They seem to be trying to do the right thing now. My opinion, too little, far too late.
Damage is already done.
Yeah.
You mentioned the government and housing. I'm sure housing associations and all involved in this.
Yeah.
After Grenfell, that's probably not going to be a good thing. Probably not going to be a good thing for them.
Well, definitely not. I mean, the scrutiny now on all social housing, public housing, is much higher than it's been before. And if you're seen to have taken government money and not meet the legal requirements, well, the consequences are very high for that. They're very high.
Asa, thank you very much for your time.
Richard, thank you.